When I talk about self-funding and TIFs going forward also, for example, we did a TIF that was worth about $107 million at its base, grew up to about 147 over time for a number of reasons. Up to a third of the TIF goes to servicing the loan, for example, whether it's at origination, meaning accountant fees, lawyer fees, other fees that are associated with the bonds, for example. And then they also get to pay the interest on the bonds out of the TIF. In other words, they don't pay taxes there too. I think a better model is that the TIFs are self-funded. In other words, the only thing that the city supports totally is no taxes to be paid as long as the taxes are going to pay the actual bond, not the interest, not the origination fees, not the accounting, nothing else. And so I think that that is the generally accepted practice around the country. Not so in Baltimore, but I think generally. So that's what I mean when I say that we want the TIFs to be self-funded, as opposed to the citizens also paying all of the extras in addition to the bonds themselves. Yeah, so as we talk about the bonding authority of the city, I think we do have a really good bond rating in the city, but I also believe that we can expand the cap somewhat to do other things. Let me tell you a model that hasn't worked so well. For example, in public housing in Baltimore City, for example, we have this excess of dollars sitting in a fund, surplus fund, intentionally, and the head of the housing says that meantime, there are many public housing units that are not properly heated, that sometimes have mold or lead in them, and we're not taking care of these issues as we should, even though we have a fund to do that, because he says having a strong balance helps our bond rating. Well, I think it's pretty almost immoral to say that we won't take care of the needs of people who are living in these public housing units because we want a strong bond rating. I don't think our bond rating will be hurt by doing the right thing and showing that and how we're spending our funds to take care of the public not public utilities, but the public good in the city of Baltimore, and making sure that the people are living in situations that are not dangerous or puts their health and safety and well-being at risk. I think we can lift the bond so that we can help support, particularly in the construction trades. We talk about the bonds, the TIFs, and the pilots, but I think we could also find a way to help construction in the city be stronger, to take on projects that they may otherwise have difficulty taking on, including sometimes the bonding of small, both minority and women-owned businesses sometimes have an issue getting bonding because the experience rating is not so high because they haven't done enough or they're not large enough companies to do that. I think we can help with that, with our bonding, and it's not exactly the same thing, but I think we can help with that in the construction trades, which would, again, inure to the benefit of greater jobs in the city of Baltimore.